live stream is for entertainment and information purposes only. Do not copy our trades, as we are just trading to have fun. Many of our trades could already be closed before you even see us opening the trade on YouTube due to the delay of the stream, and we trade offline as well, so you do not get to see the complete picture. We make no claims of profitability. We are not licensed professionals, and we are not providing any investment or trading advice. Greater than 90% of all traders lose money, and we are not responsible or liable for any of your trading decisions or losses. Please trade on demo only and consult a licensed professional. Please read and understand CFTC Rule 4.41. Let's get to the charts and trade safe today.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the JOKOUR Trades and Futures Floor TV co-stream. That disclaimer was a little excessive, I think. Man, I was sitting there on pause just.
Say that to me when I'm in the courts and I have to defend myself. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the co-stream, and today we're going to be going over our trades for the day, things we did right, things we did wrong. Yeah, I had a lot of good today, so I'm happy with how my day went, and hopefully we'll catch some trades. Also, way to go. Let's go, Woodchip. Hey, Woodchip. Good evening, Woodchip. So we're going to hopefully take some good trades today, and most importantly, I think, is to go over what we did right, and what we did wrong, because that's pretty much something that's most important, is not only to journal, but to review your trades. Everyone likes to do the trading. Nobody likes to do the reviewing, but the reviewing is an important part. It's how we learn and how we grow and how we get better. And I think the reviewing is what's gotten me to where I am right now, and gotten me through the struggles that I was going through a couple of weeks ago. Some serious reviewing, and that's the agenda. That's the schedule for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Oop. I had a good day, much better than yesterday. I didn't mismanage my trades as much as I did yesterday. Still, I'm realizing that I'm distracted with my OBS software, as crazy as that sounds. I'm trying to change scenes too often, and I'm trying to turn it into an interactive broadcast with different charts. But what's happening is that I'm looking to my right, and then I'm missing my entries, which are on my left. So I'm cutting that down. I'm also, which I announced today, and I have to pre-announce it because I do have an accountability partner who watches my size, and he needs to know that I'm not getting impulsive with my trades, and I'm not getting impulsive with my size, but I have to increase my size. Mickey Mousing with the size that I'm doing on a 250K account is ridiculous. So I determined I'm going to go to 2 minis, and I hope I'm able to follow through, and I don't. 2 minis, that's going to be my size. Yeah, I'm not setting a dollar amount like I did on Monday, which kind of threw me off, but I'm looking at 2 minis here. It's going to be basically $600 risk per trade, and I ran a little bit of a test today on Sim 102, and it averaged out to, I had like 5 losers in a row, thankfully, on Sim 102. And why I say thankfully, because it gave me the ability to measure the size of the losses, and after five or six losses, it was down 2,400. So I'm saying that's perfect. That's very digestible. Absolutely. And I only have to determine what the PDLL is. It's true, something we were talking about, eh? PDLL for you also? Personal daily loss limit? Okay. Yeah, no, everyone should have a PDLL. I think it's, I never used to use it. It was forever. I never used to use it. You had to break my arm, literally, to get me to use the PDLL. I fought tooth and nail internally not to ever use it. And once I started using it, I thought it was the greatest invention since sliced bread. You take your loss for the day, you come back tomorrow. I don't hear Joker. Are you serious? Hold on. Let me check. Perfect. Try again, Joker.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
You know what? I did a sound test, but I took it off so fast because I had an echo in my ear. Let me just check it again.
Test.
We'll do a sound test. Oh, give me a second because it's important that we're both coming through here.
I don't hear Joker.
No. What chip says good? What chip says good? I'm gonna just. Yeah. Okay. So let this fix up here, and I'll check it. But yeah, I fought tooth and nail not to have a PDLL.
I just double checked my stream as well. You are coming in.
Yeah, you should be coming in right now. So yeah, Woodchip says good. I trust him, and I'm sure you're coming in. So yeah, I fought tooth and nail, like I said, not to have a PDLL, but once I put it in, I thought it was the greatest thing. I'm long, not to interrupt. No, you're not interrupting. You know what? Trades is what it's all about. We're here to take trades.
That's right.
And we got to follow along and see maybe we can get entries. We're going to chat while we look for the entries, but no, I'm definitely looking for entries. I got my top.
I was also looking for a long.
Everything I got is screaming long also, so we're all on the same page right now. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But again, just quickly, yeah, PDLL, everyone should have a PDLL. My PDLL and my 250K counts is going to be about 1,800 to 2,400. I already let David.
Okay.
I already let David know, so he doesn't think that I'm impulsively
What's
trading.
your drawdown on those accounts? What is it, about 75?
6,500. So I'm going to risk about 35% of the drawdown in a day.
And that's why I like the 150s the best, right? I think the target on the evaluation stage it's just much easier to stomach, right? It's something that I think is way more manageable. The 250Ks, the 350Ks, I think they have an outrageous target versus what your drawdown is. But the 150, I think, is a good sweet spot, right? I think it's 9,000
9 to 5.
9 to 5, exactly.
9 to 5. On Apex, so. on Apex.
I am referring to Apex. You know, with 250, you go to 15,000 for the target, right? 15,000 with 6,500. And then you have the 350, which is 20,000. Yeah, 20. I mean, for 7,500. Yeah. They give you an extra $1,000, you know, but you got to make an extra 5.
An extra 5,
yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. I think the best one in terms of ratio is the 25K, right? You're an even 1-to-1.
1-to-1.
1-to-1, right? That's the sweet spot. But the 50K gives you enough drawdown so that, you know, you can actually trade. Now that brings me to today's trading for myself and the difference with, you know, trading 50Ks versus trading a 250. But I also, you know, that's not the issue. My issue is I can't walk away from losers. I think we were talking about this earlier, Mike. Excuse me, futures. But you know, the reality is that, you know, for me, it's I need to work on taking losses. I did walk away with the loss. I saved the accounts. I was at 20. We'll say it live, right? Because this is us holding ourselves accountable. I think I reached 2,200 in drawdown on an account, on one of those accounts sitting at 2,800 in profit, right? So we're talking, we're $600 away, $700 away from a payout.
Yeah.
And we're, you know, we're trading like a clown. I put the whole clown suit on earlier today. I started out with the makeup, you know, got that done really nice. Put the nose on, put the puffy hair. It was a hot mess.
How did
you know, when I sell model, I got out of it, right? I ended up adding to my position, but I ended up closing a lot earlier than I should have because, you know, because at that point I'm already underwater so much. But I ended up closing out with a $180 loss on each account. So not that bad.
We'll get back to that. Woodchip, excellent. 663 stop. You're killing it. I'm sure that's a stop that's in profit because when
613 entry.
What an entry. 613. Yeah, he's got his stop now at 50 points. And Alex M, I'll be back in 10. No problem, Alex. Take your time. Go to the bathroom. Just, I won't say it, but sorry. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. How did you find yourself in that situation? How did it get away from you? Like,
Um,
have you looked at, thought about how did it get away? At what point did it get away from you? Damn, stopped in profit? That's not a damn. What's it?
I'll run you through it in 2 seconds. Damn, stopped in profit. Lol. It's not a
Yeah,
bait. That's not a bad way to get stopped, would you?
yeah. That's a good problem
That's
to
not.
have.
That's a good problem to have. So what happened to me? So when we had the drop this morning, all the way down at was it 10 o'clock, 9:50, that 9:50 macro. I was waiting for that drop, right? So I called out that short, marked it out on the charts. I didn't take it because it never came back to me. So right around 9:50, I wanted to take the short. I missed it. No big deal. It came right into my level. So I had, my infamous blue box. I believe I accidentally erased all my all my levels. So it came down, it dropped down at that 10:15 candle, and I had my box ready right on my order block. I was waiting to get picked up right around 270, 270, 280,
To cover a short.
and to take a long,
Oh, to take a long.
Yeah. So
Uh,
my short was covered. So I called it out in the stream. I said, guys, TP would have been hit. You can see it if you look back at the stream from this morning. I never took the trade because it never came back to me on that time frame. But I ended up, it went right to target, and right there would have been full out of my short, and it's where I would have been taking the long. But I did not jump into the long, so I missed my long entry, and then I caught I caught the FOMO, right? The FOMO kicked in. It started going, it started moving in my direction. Why did I shift bias when it got back up to like the 405 range? Instead of looking for another entry to continuing to go long, I decided let's go short here. Now, not only do I decide to go short here, right around that 1045, in that 1045 candle, 1040 candle.
can I interrupt you and ask you a question?
Of course.
Did you have a valid setup, or was that an impulsive trade?
Um, so
That short at 1040
it,
that you were saying.
the short at 1040 was an okay attempt if I would have kept my stop at 465, right? My entry was around 385, 390. It would have been a pretty hefty stop, but it would have been 1 or 2 micros. It would have been something I could stomach, and then I would have got the clear indicator to go long, which it was already there, right? I was already waiting for a level to go long. So, should I have taken the short at that moment? No. Was it impulsive? Yes. Am I proud of myself for taking that short? Look, I'm not so upset at taking the short versus moving my stop and not getting stopped out. That's where I turned into a clown, right? I decided to move my stop, and then all of a sudden I don't even have a stop anymore, right? I'm in with 2 micros. Let's dollar cost average. I'm in 3 micros, 4 micros, 5 micros. We finally dollar cost average when we get a valid setup on 2, and I think I ended up being 5 plus 2, 7 total up here. But then we closed early, right? I closed right at the top over here. I think right at the bottom, I closed some. We ended up, like I said, we ended up red for the day, $185. Up here, we were negative 2,200 at the top, about to blow these accounts, right? It's just not the way to trade. It's not. It's not. Was proper improper risk management, discipline out the window. It was emotional instability because I missed my trade at the bottom. That's it.
So I have one other question for you. When you have your setups, when you define your setups, do they come with a defined stop loss?
They do. They do, and that's where I turn into a clown when I don't use my stop loss.
So
Right,
if you took a 1 micro and you had a PDLL of $300, would that have been
three. That's probably 3 to 4 trades. That's at least 3 to 4 trades. the way I trade, right,
Yeah.
futures, because I target, you know, anywhere between 50, 150 points, depending on the range that I'm playing, and the time frame that I'm trading on. Um, you know, but my risk is usually going to be a 1 to 3 R if I'm taking the trade, give or take.
Okay.
So
Wood chip, that's a take profit and a half. If you hit that just after you hit this runner to the long side, now you get your short. What are you short at 653 with
short
a
653,
572 buy limit?
653. Let's see. Let's take a look at wood chip short here. Let's see how we feel about it.
I can't get on it yet. I can potentially get in on it soon. Start taking short trades, but not just yet.
So I like the level we came into to start looking for a potential short. That's without a doubt. I think we hit the 70%. What are we at? Right around the 68% if we run a Fibonacci from the high to the low here. So we hit the 70%, right at the 70. So I do like it as the beginning of the setup. I like that we closed above this swing point here.
He's mentioning he's using the 4-hour fair value gap. I had it up for a bit. I saw the fair value gap that he's talking about. I just removed it. I got to readjust my chart again to a 4-hour chart. NinjaTrader doesn't have that as an easy breezy setting that TradingView does. I can't just click. I have to actually go in and set my minutes to 240. But I guess Woodchip, this is the fair value gap you're talking about from March 28th.
Yeah, that's the one.
He took the trade into it, and I guess the short based on the 50% of that fair value gap. If I were to draw the 50%, we got
Oof.
665, and you're short from where are you short from? I saw it. I know I saw it. Short
53, I think you said.
653. So yeah, I'm guessing he shorted there at the 50% and now going for 572. That target I'm not getting unless it's just a simple 1 to 3, because the low of that fair value gap is 517 using the forex counter trend though. But this is Asia coming in. Yes. Well, I would say yes too, because you had a great opening, and I didn't really catch anything here. The only thing I can try and catch now is a long. I'm getting feelings of
I like
doubt.
19.8. I like 19.8. So I think this is a good level to start looking for the shorts. I'm just not excited to jump into them quite yet, futures, personally.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Like,
for
excuse me,
me,
guys. Man, I had a brisket that's
I had a
it's
burrito.
got my stomach it's got my stomach making some weird noises here.
I hope I don't get a laughing fit again like I did the other night. I had to mute my mic there because I was laughing a little bit too aggressively. But sorry, I got distracted. What were we talking about?
Not my
Joker.
stomach not my stomach grumbling, right? That's not the topic we're referring to.
Yeah. Going short.
Which,
No
yeah,
jokes.
the shorts and the
You're
longs.
right. You're right. No jokes today on April Fools. It's April Fools. I forgot about that.
You know, so did I. Funny enough.
Did you guys know that Joker's my brother? Do you see the resemblance?
It's in the beard.
Hey, it's April Fools. No, for me right now, I'm looking at a long. I could have had potentially an entry at 19,659 to the long. We are over yesterday's high. And for you guys who tune into my stream on a regular basis, you know if we're trading over the previous day's high, that's extremely bullish for me. If we're trading below the previous day's low, that's extremely bearish for me. That's pretty much my premium area to trade in. I mean, if you're going to look for if I'm going to look, not you, if I'm going to look for an A++ setup, I'm looking for it above the previous day's high to go long, or to go short below the previous day's low. I mean, we're in the evening session now. It's not really as relevant as it would be. Be back in a few, wood chip. Yeah, no problem. We'll be here. I could be hamming you. You could be, but you hammed us before it happened, not after it happened. You actually told us that you were long before it actually happened. So
that was a phenomenal long. And
regardless, yeah, it was a good call.
And where he's shorting right now, this is the range, right? This is definitely the range where we want to start looking for exactly that. So
hey, it was a good call.
I like the level. You know, I like the level, and I hope it starts to play out, and I hope I get an entry and it doesn't drop without me. And Woodchip's the only one making money over here. You know what I mean?
Well, so let's let the market come down a little bit. I do like the return to the 5 o'clock close. I use the 5 o'clock close. I know Woodchip, LOL. I know Woodchip uses the 4:15 close. I just use what Ninja gives me, which is the 5 o'clock close. And I mentioned it yesterday, I think. I called it a gap fill, and then I realized we didn't gap. We kind of opened at the 5 o'clock close and then just traded lower, if I remember yesterday. Today we traded higher aggressively. I still think there's a trade to go back to the 5 o'clock close. That happens almost every evening. When you get some separation from the 5 o'clock close, it gives it back. It comes back. So it's going to be interesting to see if it happens again today.
And the 5 o'clock would put us where? That's all the way down.
19,597.
19. That's exactly what I'm looking here. Okay, 19. And you know what? Over there, we just so happen to have, you know, that's the new week opening gap there.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly at that level. So the new week opening gap is sitting between 19,597 and, I mean, is it that small? Give me a second. This is a 15-second. What am I looking at?
Today's Tuesday.
15. Let's go to the 5-minute.
That's basically Friday's close to Monday's open at 9:30, right?
That's the gap.
Yeah.
That's the gap. So we have the 5 to the 6. That's your gap, right? So, you know, that's what ICT would call the NWAG, right?
Yeah.
Or an NDOG, a new day opening gap. So that level is it's critical. Are we going to go back to it right now? Maybe. I don't, with this kind of momentum right now, I'm not sure. Just looking at the hourly time frame, we got 35 minutes left. Hourly's looking like it wants to give us a close above the 12 noon candle.
Hey guys, we were thinking it might be a really good idea if you have both chats open, both streams open at the same time, maybe in smaller windows, but side by side. So when we're talking about our setups or our entries or what we're looking at on the charts, you're not in the dark. Like if you're just sitting on my stream and Joker's talking about, you know, his setups or what he's seeing on the charts. Again, if you're in my stream, you're kind of in the dark. So if you open up both streams and just lay them out side by side, I think you're golden.
Hey, and guys, don't forget to subscribe. You know, hit the like button on both streams if you get a chance. Helps the algorithm. It would help us out a lot. Obviously, we would you know, appreciate it. And you know, hopefully it'll help us get some visibility. I think that's about all the algorithm does, right? It's not like the algorithm in the stock market that turns around and bends us over and, you know, calls us all these different names.
And
teases us.
The more subscribers we get, the better trades we'll call out, right, John? We agree to that?
Is that what we're going to do? That's the plan? So we're going to just trash trades until we...
That's it. We're going to give the garbage until you guys bring our numbers up, and then you get the good stuff. Because right now we're saving the good stuff for ourselves. Now, of course, I'm joking.
That's not going to help us out. That's not going to help us trade better.
I'm a dolphin. Call me Flipper. Hey, nobody flips bias quicker than I do. You guys know that. You guys will have a short bias. And I'll go from short to long to short to long to short to long. But you know what? I'm trying to work on that again. This is another thing I'm trying to work on. And that's what I was talking about with you, Woodchip. I was saying that if I get a one bar retrace on my algo chart, which is what you guys see in the small little picture-in-picture setup scene that I call it. If we're above the bands and I only get a one bar retrace, that's confirming a strong uptrend and continuation. And that's going to make me more eager to take larger size on my Renko setups, as opposed to if we get a two or the Renkos, yeah, those bad boys. If I have
well, I'm interested. I've been opening them up just to look at them. I'm intrigued.
You know what? I want to show you. You brought something to my attention. You brought something, the 350 macro. I never.
Now keep it. Just I'm going to interrupt for 1 second. Every 50 of the hour, right? The last quarter of every hour, the 45-minute mark. Just expect some volatility. So right now we're coming into that 6:45 mark. I'm going to be looking to see which direction we're going to get a trade, and I'm going to try to take one. But go ahead. You were saying futures.
But 350, there's very often some really decent volatility. There's a volatility spike at 350. That's definite.
Every day.
And I'll tell you why. It's
every day.
Every day, because the imbalance report comes out. NASDAQ reports on the market on close imbalance. I don't know if everyone knows that. They report.
Well, you also have earnings. You also have earnings that report at 4:00.
Okay.
So that entire, that whole entire 350 to 410.
No, but specifically at 350, NASDAQ publishes what they call a market on close. And they let you know what the bias is, where the imbalance is. Like maybe there's a 10 million share imbalance to buy on the close, or a 10 million share. They announce it exactly at 350 to the second.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're going to see a spike every day at exactly 350. And they come out, I think the second one comes out at 355, if I'm not mistaken. They come out with two of them. There's also two in the morning. Those are the market on open, MOO. It's the imbalance.
I just think the algorithm is set to run, right? I just think that the algorithm is programmed to run at that time.
No, I'll show it to you. I'll point it out to you. Why I brought it up is because maybe we can just hook up some way, and we could watch the charts at 350, and that way I don't take too much of your day, but I could show you the Renkos. I could show you how I use the Renkos.
At that power hour. Okay.
Yeah, no, just the last 10 minutes of the day. So I'm not taking too much of your day from your, but it would be interesting, I'm thinking, for you to see, and that's a phenomenal time because there's always a volatility spike. And I'll point out to you exactly at 350, I'll go 1, 2, 3, go, and you'll see the volatility spike. But you'll see it on your charts too. If you put your cursor on the charts at the exact candle there, the 1530, I'm in.
Right. Well, listen, the main reason I brought it up to you in the first place, futures, is because I trade the 350 macro heavily. And, one of my plans has, just recent plan has been to try to take 2 trades for the day. But I keep screwing it up. I mean, I took 1 trade today. I screwed it up, but it was 1 trade. But I want to take the 950 trade between 950 and 11. And then I look for that 350, the 250 to 350 setup. And if I can achieve that, I'll be content. I'll jump onto these evening streams, have a dedicated account. We'll do some sniping. We'll do some scalping. I'll use my setup, right? But actually jump into trades and just feel much better about it. But right now, what I need to really work on is I need to work on that discipline. I need to work on exiting my positions. I need to size down, right? I need to size down a little bit. You're sizing up, funny enough. I can't be doing those seven micro trades. I'll still try to trade with 5 micros if I'm tight enough on the stop. But I got to size down a little bit. I tend to go a little bit nuts from time to time, and it's usually my downfall.
Mm. What I'm looking at here on the 1 minute chart, is a potential shift to a bearish bias. This little, I don't know if I can call it a pattern here, but when we have a previous swing, I mark off the swings with these dots over here. Okay. And it's a 3-bar swing, so it gets marked off if I have 3 bars to the left and to the right. Kind of like a fractal. I think a fractal only requires 1 bar. Let's say for a swing high on a fractal, you only need 1 bar to the left and to the right with a lower high. But for the swing, you can set it. I set it at 3. And when you see this kind of little fake out, when it kind of just takes out a previous swing by, I don't know, a point, 2 points, 3 points, and then we reverse, that often precludes a shift in bias, at least for me. Remember, you guys, you have to keep in mind, when I talk about a shift in bias, my time frame isn't like from now till tomorrow's open. It's from now till, what time is it, 6:30? From now until
6:40.
till 6:40, 6:45. That's right. I'm very short-term oriented. But right now, that short-term bias could potentially be shifting to the downside. We just did break below VWAP. If we can get 2 1-minute candles, consecutive candles to close below VWAP, that even more confirms it. My algo is short, if you notice. I didn't enable it, but I can tell you that my algo is short. The only thing that's in the way right now is the previous day's high, that green dash line. That could that's a place that could definitely, potentially offer some support right now, because is what that line does.
Potentially or definitely? Now I'm confused.
Potentially, definitely. Yeah, that's an expression. My dad used it all the time. Well, because you know what? ACH, anything can happen, like Topstep says all the time. They go, ACH, anything can happen. But more often than not. How about that? Instead of potentially, definitely. More often.
I do like...
often.
Sorry for interrupting you, Futures.
Oh, go.
I was just going to say, I do like the market structure shift that we're potentially getting right now to sell side.
Let me open up. So the algo switched to a short bias at 1828, 630, 628 basically. And yeah, let's see if we can.
It's only on a lower time frame, so I'm only getting my confirmation on the 1 minute, but it is giving it to me, right? We have we've got the higher highs sitting right here at 618, 619 candle, the 625 high, right? Those two highs. If we pay attention to the second one, we closed above that first one, and we left a swing low that we just displaced with these last two down candles right here.
Yeah, see, that's funny. That's something I should add.
Swing low.
See, I didn't check if it closed above that. The 625, I didn't check if it closed above the 618.
So that's critical for me, right? This is very, very important for me. If I don't get a close above, it's not a valid market structure shift. The fact that we got this swing point with a close above, it's a valid shift. The only thing is that your exit on this trade kind of has to be this low. This here, even though we closed with this candle below this swing point, we have this wick in the middle. But more importantly, this swing high over here, the bigger pivot, we haven't closed above it at all.
When you say this swing high, at what time?
I'm sorry, the 611 candle.
Okay, yeah.
The high, the high that we just made.
That's the high of the evening session.
Correct, exactly.
Which I'll mark off.
So that high right there, for me, I need to see a displacement above it, right? And it's not going to happen now because we got the 1 minute already gave us a confirmation here. So we're going to get a drop now, right, is what I'm thinking. But this shouldn't play out more than a 1 minute. It's not even giving me a 3 minute setup, right? It's not even giving me a 3 minute setup. The 1 minute is giving us a nice drop over here, though. So, I mean, we could get a V shape, right? A complete rebalance of this whole rise up on the 3 minute. So if we come down and we close out these fair value gaps, which is we've got a small one down here and another one here. So if we start inversing these gaps, then I would say we potentially have an actual market structure shift. Right now, this could still just be a fake out and, entries to go up. So I think we're getting a nice little range here. I think we should have a decent range.
I've probably asked you this, so forgive me if I'm asking it again, but when you say a displacement over that 611 high, the evening session high, All you
So I want to
ICT.
see a nice candle. I want to see a
Oh,
nice candle.
okay. It doesn't require a fair value gap above that level for you to call it a displacement. And all you ICTers were going to be laughing at me.
So
Uh,
the displacement is just the candle that closes above, that
oh,
pushes
okay.
up nicely,
So it's not
and then
required.
you want to see a fair value gap. So
Got you.
after that's the next step, right? If you're going to continue going long. But the thing for me is I kind of play it in reverse, right? So I don't exactly trade, like I said, I don't exactly trade the way ICT shows these levels and identifies these levels, right? I trade a little bit different. So what I look for is, for example, the bottom. If we look at that low at the bottom, right, and the reason why I was going long, a lot of people would have taken that as a displacement down to keep going short, right? We just closed down below all this liquidity. We push down. Let's look for a pullback up and take it lower, which is where I got caught with my pants down, right? And I'm a fool in, with what I'm talking about. I'm about to show you guys, and I'm the fool that got caught in my own game. After just because I missed my long. And why did I do it? Because I'm like, oh, you know what? We're gonna go just a little bit lower. I know it's gonna retest this level. So I was thinking we're gonna go down to like 240, 235, just like not much lower. But I thought we were coming down another 150 points. And of course, I got invalidated and stayed in it. But more importantly, where you have that drop down, right where I didn't take my long, which was the 10:09 in the morning, right?
Okay.
The close below the swing points that you're looking at. So for the most part, the one that we're looking at is the swing point at 933. Okay. When we close below that swing point with the 1006 candle and we continue to push a little further down, that's fine because we're not taking a trade yet. But to me, that's a confirmation now that if we close above the swing high of that move, right? So the swing high of that move would be the 948 candle. So the second we closed above the 948 candle, you look for an entry to go long on a lower time frame, especially when you're looking at a 5-minute or a 15-minute.
Yeah, I got you.
So look, it's just it's a confirmation that I want to see in order to have that market structure shift valid. But more importantly, what I look for in trades is it's based on time. So I want to see the 30-second right now, which is potentially giving us a setup, right? I want to see it play out full. So right now, 30-second, it gave us the swing high, the close above, the swing low, and the displacement down. And now we just got the pullback into this displacement. 30-second time frame, this might be a decent attempt for a short. But yeah, we didn't really do anything up top here. I mean, swing point here, but we didn't close above anything. So this is the valid swing low. It's the one at the 660. So, this potentially could be a decent short. Nothing phenomenal, but something maybe down to this order block at the 617 area.
Okay.
Am I going to attempt it here? You know what? Why not? Right? This is what we're doing here, right, guys? But we're not going to go heavy. We're going to go with 1 micro.
Well, I already got I got a welcome gift from the markets. I'm down 129 on my Apex. I took a short while you were talking there. I had a setup on my algo trade, on my algo chart, but didn't work out. They can't all work out. But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking to target a short again
I just took a short here.
if we get a bearish candle.
I'm not targeting much on this play. I'm only going to be targeting the lows, probably right around 630. So that'll be about a 20-point play. I think I'll call this one, keeping this one about a 1-to-1. My stop on this trade's got to be the invalidation around the 674.
And your setup doesn't require a bearish full value gap, a bearish fair value gap to get in, right? If I understand.
Well, we do. We have several, right? The thing is that we already traded into the first one up top, so I'm not super excited about this. But hey, we'll get stopped out. It's nothing crazy. After the the craziness I went through yesterday, I think I can handle, you know, 40, $50 loss, $40
No,
loss.
yeah, sorry, no, maybe I didn't explain. The formate, would you require a formation of a new bearish FVG in order to enter the markets? Or are you going to enter just on the fact that we traded up into, let's say, if I'm seeing your chart correctly, I think I'm seeing two bearish fair value gaps a little bit to the left that just got
So
filled now?
we have three. We have three sitting here, and we just tapped into the second one. So we
Okay.
just filled the second one, but we have the first one, which I like. I'd love to see this left alone right now, which is why I took the trade. If we leave this one alone, I might target a little lower with this one contract. I might go down to that 617, but trail really tight, right? Trail really tight once we get down to the lows over here, just because it's a really low time frame trade. So we'll go to 617.
Wood chip is short at 641. That's not the time. That's the price. And he shorted at 637. That is the time. So at 6:37 p.m.
Okay, so we're right there. We're almost neck to neck.
Yeah. I have a short
So I
here
like
too.
this, you know. I like what's your target, what chip? What's your target on this one?
You guys don't look at VWAP, eh? Do you have VWAP on your chart at all? I don't even think I see
I
it.
mean, I can turn it on. I
It's
have it on if I wanted to turn
ah,
it
if you
on,
don't
right?
use it,
Like
what's the
where
point? You know?
I don't really use VWAP.
Yeah.
No, VWAP.
I don't use it
Look,
for entries. I use it as a reason not to take a trade. Like right now I'm shorting just a little bit above VWAP. That's kind of not where I want to be shorting. I kind of
right, because now you're sitting here like, oh my gosh, are we gonna, you know, is it gonna bounce off of VWAP,
yeah.
right? And it very well might. It can. Um, I just, you know, I don't think VWAP has any real relevance to me for how I trade. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that it can't bounce here at this level. You know, it's an average, right? The VWAP, it's an average of the movement
Yeah.
that's happening. So,
I
you know,
use
you can pretty much gauge where that is.
I use it because a lot of people look at it just like the initial balance. I know a lot of people are looking at the initial balance and there's a lot of people looking at VWAP. So again, just like the previous day's high, um, more often than not, you'll see a bounce or at least a little bit of a hesitation before you aggressively trade through the VWAP. It doesn't, it's,
Wood chip's target is 595. Sorry for interrupting you,
no
futures. Just
problem.
trying to line it up. 595. We're targeting 595 on this one, wood chip. All right. All right. We're gonna get aggressive. All right, let's do it.
The best case scenario for me is we get now a couple of closes below the previous day's low. Let's get below it. We weren't able to get two closes. If we look here at 6:30, we got one close below it and immediately rejected, rotated back higher, closed above. We attempted a second close below it and rotated higher again and closed above it. So in this instance here, actually, if we look at the 1 minute chart, the previous day's high acted as support twice already at 6:16 and then at 6:30ish. So that's doesn't mean we can't blow through it with chip. I'm short here along with you, and let's hope we can get below it and actually hold. Let's hope we can.
The only thing that I'm looking at here that, you know, just has me not questioning the trade, but just, you know, weary of the position is the fact that our first entry came in at the 630 candle. If we're looking at the 30-second, if we're looking, let's go up a little higher. Let's go to the 3-minute because I'd like to think that we're taking this a little higher. Right, 3-minute hasn't given us a close above, so 3-minute is still sketching me out that we might be going up. I might not be super excited about this position yet. We're gonna see. The 1-minute, however, the 1-minute is giving us a trade, right? And this is technically the first entry on the 1-minute. So although wood chips 95
That's it. Yeah.
is definitely appealing, right? I'm interested. I'd like to see how we actually react once we start coming down, you know, at least to the 620 area. So I'd like to see us drop fast through the 620 in order to have even a slight, you know, small conviction right now, because higher time frame, I'm still seeing higher targets.
And if time is fractal, I don't think that's an if. I think I could say with certainty that time is fractal, and you're going to see the same patterns on all time charts. Whether it's
You will see the same patterns. I agree.
Absolutely. That's a no doubt. You'll see them on the
But
15 second. You'll see them on the weekly.
the one thing that I've noticed, and it's part of my setup and how I trade, if we start seeing the 5 second, let's go even to the 15. Let's go forget the 5. The 5 can be a little rough. But let's say the 15 second. Okay, we go to the 15 second. 15 second is showing us a very specific type of a setup here before it started to go down. So I'd like to see a very similar situation happen on a higher time frame. And I'd like to see where the retest happens on the 15 seconds. So right now we got first entry. Really, this is our low still. So first entry came in here. This was a simple retest. So this was our first entry technically.
Again, guys, if you want to see, let me just interrupt. If you guys want to see the charts that John's talking about, please log into his stream so you can follow along. Go ahead.
So, if we, if I'm correct here, this is going to be a 15 second potentially first entry, right? Because I don't see the 2022 unless we're using this entry here at the 630 candle, right? Which it can very well be used, because if we eliminate wicks, which is something I've been talking about, and we just look at bodies, right? You look at the line graph, we closed above. We closed above this swing point. We created a swing low. We displaced the swing low, and we came back up into it for the entry. So technically, this is your first entry. Now, if I'm correct, and this 2022 completes down here, we could potentially see a retest of that 670 area. However, because we displaced so heavily, and it's something Woodchip was talking about earlier with the fair value gaps, we dropped down. We left a couple of fair value gaps on that 1 minute time frame, right, using candles. Not the 1 minute, but let's stick with the 15 second. 15 second. You know what though? The only thing is we traded into every single one of them. So I'm still iffy, guys. I'm not super excited. It's a low time frame. I see the sell model, which is why I took it. It's 1 micro. Short scalp, small positions. I'm not really looking for anything big on this one yet. But I would like to see at least these lows get taken out. Now, because it is a 15 second, my target, I'll be looking at it carefully at 630. Once we start getting into that 637, 635 area, I'll start considering a full exit, right? Maybe full exit around 626, 617, like I said. And we'll just eye it. We're going to eyeball it, guys. We're going to eyeball it and see what it does. Because, I don't we could be in the red in a little bit. Oh, you already took profits over here, huh?
No, there's no profits. I didn't take any profits. I don't want credit for anything I didn't do. Actually, what I did is I went short with the algo, but I don't like it. I don't like being short. Just above VWAP, and what do we have? 9 points below that, I have the previous day's high. That's not a place for me. That's not a premium short entry for me. That's a trade that someone who knows my style can come back to me and say, Mike, what were you doing? Are you out to lunch? Why did you even take that trade? So I took a 5 lot and I started to peel it off because we didn't get any.
Because you approach VWAP. I mean, listen, that's something that you look for a bounce off of, right?
We didn't get a push. I was short, but we didn't get a push through it. So I went with the algo, but see, the algo just reversed and switched to long now, and has nothing to do with VWAP, has nothing to do with the previous day's high. But I would be more inclined to take long trades right now. I really would. We're above VWAP, we're above previous day's high. Now I got my algo telling me bias may have shifted to the long side, or Actually, it is reading bullish momentum, and I have my top step chart, so everything is pretty well aligned to go long. For me, that's my read on it. You know, there's always two sides to every trade, eh? There's a buyer for every seller. The only caveat, look at the volatility. It's pretty garbage. 5.76 average range on the one.
Take a look. Take a look at the time.
650. Yeah. And we did get a little bit of a burst there, eh?
It's clockwork. Futures. This is not something that that's a secret. This is the algo. It has nothing to do with, oh my God, all of a sudden we had huge volume in the market at 6:50 p.m. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's got zero to do with with volume in the market. It has everything to do with an algorithm that's simply going for its targets. Wood chip 657.
Yeah, wood chip is on California time. He's lucky he doesn't have winter like we suffer through.
Oh man, I'm almost over it, futures. I'm almost over it. I was telling my wife the other day. I said, "Listen, what do you think about Florida?" I really want to. I'm really getting into this trading. There's no state tax. It's got some perks. We got some perks over there. So we'll see.
Well, Florida's a beautiful place. It's where I'd want to go. Actually, there was a time I wanted to move to the U.S. early on, and me and my wife, and we were thinking Arizona. Sure. And my first choice was really New Mexico. But nah, I mean, I think, you know what, being on the East Coast, Florida is probably a better place to live. I think I would enjoy myself the long term over there. First, I got to get in. Trump closed the borders. I can't sneak in on the southern border anymore. I can't pay the cartel to sneak me in on a truck or in one of their famous tunnels. Now I got to come in the legitimate way.
Oh, man. We'll see what happens with this whole craziness of a world that we live in.
Well, unfortunately for me, again, I didn't hold, and it kind of, my trade went to target. The target was 647 on my trade.
Yeah, I'm looking at this order block here. I'm almost getting ready to close this singular micro trade. Nice little $31 scalp on one micro.
Let's get a little momentum under 643. Let's break those swing lows at 630. And then let's head for the 5 o'clock close at 597. Let's see some momentum. That's a possibility. Or another possibility, we get some momentum to the upside and break the evening high at 693, 94, somewhere around there. Either or, eh? Market's either going to go up or it's going to go down.
Or it's going to go down. Or it can always go sideways, right? We don't want one of those Asian sessions, that's for sure.
Well, that's also where I get chopped up. I get chopped up when we're bouncing between two, I can't call them ranges because that would be the wrong word, but two levels. Let's call them levels. And right now, that's what we're doing. We're bouncing between VWAP and previous day's low. So we got to break away. For me, I'm
thinking about exiting this one contract over here. But I want to let it ride. I want to let it ride at least down to the 630s. But this is some heavy lifting.
Yeah, he was saying, why break the high? Like, what would be the purpose to break the high? What would they be targeting? That they would break the evening session high.
Look, guys, I would not be surprised if we made the high of the week just now. And we caught the absolute top of the move. I would not be surprised, honestly. Just hold this one micro, guys. Hold this one micro to close tomorrow. We're going to end up at...
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike is going to do that. Sell market, one micro. We did that exercise yesterday with, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before. We did it with Woodchip. Woodchip said, Go long one and just hold. It was a good exercise.
You actually did it?
It's a good exercise for me. You know what? Because I have a problem holding. And I said, you know what? When you have some skin in the game, I replied to myself, when you have skin in the game, you see the price a little bit differently. I'm shorting one. I'm not going to look at this one. And you know what? You made a phenomenal call yesterday also, Joker, at the close of the session for the run higher. So
Yeah.
you're calling calling a potential high of the week right here at 809. At sorry, not 8, 1809, 609. I'm going to hold this one. You know what? I'm going to put my stop above that high. No big deal. It's 40, it's 50 points. It's $100 on a 25K account. It's
So now just keep in mind, very critical. It's very critical to remember that we're looking at a lower time frame still. So on a higher time frame, even 3 minute, 5 minute, either one of them, we need to see, we might need to see slightly higher price action unless, right? Big unless we close below 570. If we close below 570 with a body of a 3 minute or a 5 minute candle, then I'm not really anticipating higher price action. I can see us taking off and going straight for the lows. Now, if we don't, and we start diddly daddling over here, and we start, doing what it's doing, I might be inclined to, make this a much shorter trade, wait for one more pullback, and then look to maybe do exactly what we're discussing and get a better entry on a 5 or a 15-minute time frame to take it down to those targets. But we may have gotten the absolute best entry, and if we can get that displacement down below those levels, I can 100% see us dropping, just dropping off the face of the earth.
there you go.
But
I'm holding this till I start my morning trading, and I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to be getting out of bed at 1 in the morning, and my wife's going to go, "Where are you going?" And I'm
what are
going to
you
say,
doing?
"I'm starting my morning trading at 1 in the morning. I got to get out of this damn trade. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't wait till 7 in the morning."
You know what? Let's take a look, guys.
The
Let's
hell with
take a
it. I'm
look.
holding it. I got my
Do we
stop and I'm
have
holding it.
any? It's an Apex eval, right?
This one, yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well,
I would do that too on evals. Why not?
worst case scenario. Look, it's one micro. Worst case scenario, I'm out $100. $100
Is
on
it a 250K account?
Yep.
Oh, that's
And tomorrow I'm trading 20 lots. That's $40 a point. I gotta get 2 points. I gotta get 2 points to make back what it could lose. So let this go. Stay calm. Why was I sounding? I got too excited. I was getting nervous.
no.
Nah. You know what? I don't get nervous anymore.
We do have some news. We do have some news. So Tuesday, incoming Wednesday, right? So we got non-farm at 8:15. And then we've got President Trump speaks, red folder at 4 p.m. Ooh, that 350 macro is going to be exciting tomorrow.
There we go. Do I
It's
have
going to
anything?
be juicy, huh?
We finally broke the previous day's high with some conviction. We're getting now a candle with some momentum. There we go. Now we
But
just
now, this is my exit, the order block. I should be looking to exit. I shouldn't be getting greedy here. You know what? I'm gonna go with my gut. We're gonna trail tight here, like I said, really tight. If it pulls up, takes me out, I'm good with a $50 winner on this trade.
and let's
It
get
was
a
a 2-to-1
now with your
out of
habit
that
of
trade,
scalping.
guys.
Just zoom
It's
out and look at the stop.
it's my level. It's kind of how I want to how I want to make sure to focus on these trades. It's a lower time frame. We took out the lows. I'm really not interested for anything further when it comes to a 1 minute time frame if it's not aligning the way I wanted to align on the rest. So for me, that's a good trade. And if we got out where we got out and it turns around, we just bottom tick the bottom of the market here.
My chart just froze. Hold on. There we go. What chip is telling me to? Yeah, no.
15 second shorts, yes sir.
Yeah, Woodchip wants me to zoom out and look at how ridiculously close my stops and targets are when I put them on the daily chart. This
Oh
is
gosh, you
this
can't. It's
this is a huge stop for me. 50 points. And look how close it is on the daily. It's like right there.
because then you have nothing. It's you don't have any room to breathe.
Yeah. If you put it on the 30-minute, it's not that close. But on the daily, it looks crazy. Not daily, just good. Well, I'm on the 30-minute here, Woodchip. The 30-minute is good. 15-minute. There we go. 15-minute, it's there's some distance there. That's a respectable stop.
I'm content. I'm actually content with that trade, guys, right? Because if that was 5 micros, we would have been back in the game. To be honest with you, we are back in the game, right? We ended the day at $180 loss yesterday, 85 per account. We just made 45 back on a micro, on a singular micro. Like these are the trades that make me realize and I prove to myself, like, what are you doing, right? You're taking a 15-second setup, you're top taking the entry, you're bottom taking the exits, and you can do this. I can do this on repeat. I can do this on repeat all day when my actual setup comes in. But yet I break every single rule. I break every single one of my rules futures. Every single one. Today was horrible. Well, earlier the AM session.
Well, I don't know if it would help you, but maybe it will. Try and do what I did. I wrote my rules, and let me see where my here's the if I remove the account data on my stream there, if you look at the top left corner, it's going to switch.
Yeah.
It's going to switch over. It's about a minute. It's long right now. It's just got stupid data.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I actually was reading it.
Yeah, it's got my risk plan there. Not only has my size for conservative trading, but it also has the rules that I should be following. So, I'm not saying you have to do it on your stream. Have it on your screen. Sorry, but I have it also printed out on a paper. Pretty much the same, right there. Pretty much the same instructions, and I refer to it throughout the day, just to keep me on track, because sometimes I forget. We
gotta follow our rules. We have to follow our rules, and it's with me. It's and I break the same rule all the time, over and over. It's not that I break too many of my rules. It's the same one.
Well, let's get
the same one on repeat.
Let's get it fixed.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, serious.
Let's get it fixed. Stop moving my stop. I'm working on it. That's why I took that trade with one. Excuse me, with 1 micro instead of 3 or 5.
I'm working on it. Doesn't sound like a commitment. Let's get it fixed. Yes, give me a yes. Let's get it fixed.
Do it.
Let's get it fixed.
Make it happen. Let's make it happen. We're not moving our stops anymore. We're gonna leave our stops where we commit to them. We'll adjust it accordingly. At entry, but I can tell you where my stops go.
Are they
even?
That was one question, but once you're in a position, are they mental stops, or do you actually place them in the market?
No, I place them. I have a hard stop. You have to know your stop. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Are you good at looking inside, looking internally, and knowing when you're making a mistake? For instance, today, I assume you moved your stop, right? You moved it, or you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I moved it.
Did you
3-4 times?
Did you feel inside that you were making a mistake? You were doing the wrong thing?
Okay. Oh, of course. I was saying it on stream while I was live.
Perfect.
Futures. I was calling it out. I was telling myself I should be out already. I should be in a long position. I was saying it live. It was a whole entire disaster.
But the stream can't reply to you. I can. So
of course, and that's what helps.
Call it out, and call it out, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to refer back to today's conversation. I'm going to say, Joker, you committed to sticking to your rules. You had in a stop, unless your process allows you to move your stop to another level. Unless you have a justification, you have to now exit this trade. And there
is none. In my opinion, there never should be, and I'll tell you why.
So then I'm going to hold you to it.
Your stop. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to hold you to it.
Because when you place your stop, like Woodchip said, it has to already be predetermined. It has to be predetermined before you take your trade. That's the reality.
Absolutely.
So, and I have that. I have that. When I enter my position, I know exactly where my invalidation is, and if we go above that invalidation level, it's not worth it for me. And it was where I had my stop this last trade, right? I was at the 182 mark, 185, whatever it was. That's my invalidation. And my entry was that 63 mark, right? So that's not bad. It was a 20-point stop. I can handle the $40. It's not a big deal. And then my target was, about a 1.5. I should have taken a little bit more at the bottom because I wanted to take it at the top of the order block. It came exactly to my level, right, where I want to exit, and which it might actually be right. It might keep going right now. But I would be looking for a potential long setup off of this level. Now, again, that's only because we're playing a really low time frame setup. First entry, potential second entry. Maybe it plays around, gives us a smaller low, but I'm not really anticipating much lower prices than the 631 that we tagged, right? If we can get back down to 624, 620, that'll be nice. But that's about as low as I would like to see this go. And I like to get out on my, at the safe spot, right? Take the that low hanging fruit that ICT would call it.
I'm not
but I do. Go ahead with futures.
I'm not letting you wiggle yourself off the hook. I'm still going to press you on it with the stop. Let's go back today. If you had your stop in and we already agreed to this, if I would have came in and said, Joker, you committed to respecting your stops. You don't have a valid reason. You don't have anywhere in your process that says you can move your stop.
Right.
You have to get out of your trade now because you committed to me to do that. Are you going to tell me, Mike, go take a walk, don't interfere in my trades?
Absolutely not. I never operate that way because that has nothing to do with my trades, right? You would be interfering with my trades if you said, "Hey, Joker, I know you see your setup over there, but don't take that trade. My trade is better," or something. Nonsense like that. But that's you trying to help with, with a problem that I have internally.
So are you okay? Are you okay with me doing that tomorrow or the next day?
Yeah, you can call me on my shit on stream live.
No, I'm not gonna call you out on your shit. I'm just gonna tell you to take your stop.
100%. 100%. And I'm really working on not moving my stops again. That's critical for me. It's one of the biggest mistakes that I make. And if I can correct that, I'm gonna see a huge improvement in my trading success. I'm almost certain I can pull off at least 5 payouts this month. And that's my target.
Yeah.
My target for this month is to try to get 5 $1,000 payouts by the end of the month.
Well,
I think that's a decent one.
I'm curious to try this out. I'm curious to see if it'll help you. Number one, I don't know how often it happens with you. I know when I was off the rails, shit was
it doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often.
Okay, yeah, shit was happening to me 4 times a week. It was getting bad. So
this last week has been a disaster zone. This last week has been horrible for me, but for the most part, it doesn't happen often. It hasn't happened in a while since this last week. But this last week, I think I did it 3 times.
Okay.
In a week. So it was pretty bad.
Okay, so let's try it out.
It was pretty bad. Load the truck small size for the downhill. LOL. Yeah, Woodchip. I don't disagree with you there. At least on the uphill, you can you've got the staircase, you're in slow motion there. But that down, that down goes fast.
Yeah, I never heard that. I've been doing this for so long. I never heard that expression you used today, where the bears jump out the window.
Oh yeah. The bulls take the stairs and the bears take the window.
That was a new one for me. I like it. I'm gonna use it. Slip and slide.
It's not mine. That's not an original.
I'm gonna give you credit for it. You're where I heard it from.
Hey guys, don't forget to like the videos, to like the streams. Hit that sub button if you haven't already. And don't be nervous. Hit that sub button and
And
start typing away at the chat. If you have any
yeah,
questions, if you have
call out some
any
trades too.
comments, let's
Let's see what you guys
let's
are
let's
looking
let's
at.
chat. Let's chat a little bit. Woodchip is over here blowing up our chat.
Dealer draws 68. Wood chip 53. Ah, it's rigged. Wood chip can't win. Wood chip can't win on my deal me and game. Poor guy, he
What's the
tries.
deal? What's the deal? Me in game.
I had something programmed for so the chatters can. What they do is deal me in. He types in deal me in, and it's really beat the dealer. The dealer draws a number from 1 to 100, and then Woodchip will
Oh, I see it. I see
draw a
it. Dealer
number.
draws 93. Waiting on Woodchip to draw. So Woodchip lost.
Yeah, he loses. They're both going at it now, but I had it programmed with edge for the player on purpose. So when the player wins, he gets 1.2, and if he ties the dealer, he gets 25x. So there's edge here. I kind of made it like the markets. Something to keep people entertained. I want to see someone hit a draw. Alex draws 91. Alex wins. Yeah.
All right. So right now, what I'm looking for, let's not get stuck. That's at my level. Still like shorts. Still like shorts. So I do like this level right here, but this turned into a fake out. We got a swing low. Nope, doesn't count for me. So we got the swing low here and then the swing high here. We got equal tops right here. Relatively. We did take it with this wick. This swing low is right here. No body close. I'd like to potentially see either a close above 650 to start going back up, or a close below the 628 area right now if we can drop. Close below 628 to then start pushing back up and closing above this liquidity.
Yeah.
Any one of these pivots.
Well, price held below the I can't see the price. I think it's, well, anyways, approximately 644, the previous day's high, previous days, not the previous dates, today. But once the market closes at 5 o'clock, I call it the previous day. So we're what is it today? Tuesday? Tuesday's the entire Tuesday session's high, and we're holding below it, so hopefully we stay below it.
So right now, 15 second, I like how we closed below the swing low that created a swing high. So we created a swing low, swing high, and then we closed below the swing low. And then we just shifted at this level. We haven't really closed above this area yet, but we are closing above these bodies right here. Potential market structure shift back into the buy side, 15-second time frame. Again, low time frame, so I'm not really looking to back in the AM. Awesome, Alex. Futures, is Alex one of your boys?
He is.
That's what I thought. I figured he was.
He is. More lines, please. Come on, what chip? I only got one on the chart. Don't give me a hard time.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. That was a beautiful bottom tick exit from the Joker trades. Top tick entry. We are considering a potential re-entry soon, but right now I'm kind of more long bias now. 15-second model. We just closed above. So we just created a small market structure shift to the buy side. I would be taking these longs here. I should have jumped in, but it is a 15-second. I want to see it on the 1 minute for me to get the confirmation. Not really crazy about it, but if we're eliminating wicks, I don't mind it. Right? Close below this whole area. We got the swing high and we just displaced. So maybe a small pullback into this zone can give us a nice little launch pad just to target 1 minute potential 660 level. So we're targeting about a 10 point scalp, 15 point scalp maybe, playing off of this range.
That's good. At least you left my stop alive. My stop at 696. Actually, I should probably put it a little over 700. But we'll leave it in there. So if I take a long trade, right now I'm not set up for a long trade, but if I do take a long trade, guys, it'll be a 5 lot. But you'll see it as a 4 lot because I'm keeping that one short. That one short's going to stick around till the morning. I don't know. I can't promise you it's going to stick around till 9:15. I may close it at.
Oh, you might get stopped out, right?
Or I may get
stopped
stopped out
on the books.
But right now, if I take a long trade, so you'll see it as a 4 lot. Really, it's, I guess, theoretically a 5 lot. You know, if I go long 5, I'm with one short, net long 4. But just so you understand the size. But actually, I still have the potential to take a short trade right now. Only thing is, again, it's going to be shorting into previous day's high. I don't want to do that. We have to break away from 642 to 650. I got to see price at 19,660 or 19,630. That's when I'll be comfortable taking shorts or longs. Shorts under 630, longs over 660. That's what I'm looking for. I'll be much more comfortable taking positions at those. It might even go to a 10 lot if we can get something outside of the range that we're stuck in right now. Actually, I'm going to box it.
So potential 1 minute, and if we're using bodies, not wicks, potential 3 minute market structure shift. So I like this on the 3 minute as well. This is looking really juicy here. I hope Woodchip got out of that short he was in.
I'm not sure. I lost track. Woodchip, more lines, please. I don't should the Alex deal me in.
All right, so let's go back to this.
Can't confirm. Woodchip, you'll have to confirm it for us. Are you still short?
Three minute close. Yep, just some crickets, huh? I think he might be all right here. He might, I like how it's still, I'm not gonna lie, I don't I think we could be going up for those highs that I mentioned one more time. Right, it's still very low time frame, not a real confirmation. If we eliminate the bodies, we have a small one. So
I really want to see us get out of that box. Price is boxed in right now for me. Let's get out of that box.
So right now we've got 720, right? So 30 minute. Let's see what the 30 minute is giving us. So 30 minute closed out a fair value gap after a displacement. We just pulled back the first 22 minutes of this candle, came into the gap, which is exactly happened to line up with my blue order block on that lower time frame, and then it just took off. And it hasn't stopped yet. We have 8 minutes and 36 seconds left. Does it hover around here? Does it hang out for a little bit? It might. It might for about another 15 minutes or so, futures, until it gives us the macro, right? That hourly macro. Now on the hourly, we're also leaving a very small gap, and that's in 38 minutes. That's if we continue up. It's a very small 3-point gap, 2-point gap, maybe less. What's the low? The low is 631, and the high is 29.75. So point and a quarter. So really, really tight gap on the hourly.
Okay.
Which keep in mind, if we are bullish, if we're a little bit more bullish, and if we don't come back to close that out, which I'd like to see us do preferably, that could be a structure breaking breakaway gap. So meaning we not only shifted structure there, but we may not even trade back into it. So if we don't trade back into it, that's what would be considered a breakaway gap, according to ICT. I think maybe some ICTers can confirm that, but I believe that's what they call a breakaway gap. Now,
Twin Trades, are you in the room?
Who's that?
I'm asking if Twin Trades is in the room. He uses ICT quite a bit. Yeah, I was just taking a look at the 60-minute. Gonna go back to the 1 minute. I want to take a trade. I got one trade. I mean, there were two setups, but I didn't get much today, guys. I'm sorry. It's a boring session. I really wanted to be a little more active with the trades. I know yesterday I kind of held back, but today I was ready to swing the bat. Just there's no picture.
I mean, we did. We both got into something pretty quickly. We're just not getting any clear indicator to jump into anything yet.
Nothing.
Right? I mean, if it doesn't come, we're not going to take it either. That's the reality, futures. We're not going to just go jumping in and rushing into trades for no apparent reason. At least I'm not. I want to get the setup right. That's one of my mistakes. If I'm rushing into trades that are not giving me my model, I'm going to move my stop. I'm going to do a bunch of nonsense. I don't have a place to put my stop, right? A logical place. So that's very important. I think we need to make sure we hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah,
for those
that's
actions.
it. Well, that's what I say. I mean, it's hard to get any continuation, any follow through, or any setups for me when the range on the 1 minute candles is only 5 points. Just to remind you guys, I kind of have a little bit different style to my trading. It runs on 7-point blocks. And given that each block is 7 points and I only got a 5-point range on the 1 minute candles, it takes a while for a setup to form. And then the other discouraging news for me with this kind of volatility is it's hard to get continuation. It's hard to get a 20-point or 14-point winner for me. That's just the way I trade. Again, my trades are more short-term oriented, so I'm kind of stuck in a little pickle here, and I don't want to take anything inside this box that I drew because, again, for a short-term trade, because I need to see price break out of that. If I'm a retrace trader that requires continuation. So right now we have some continuation off that bounce, but if I'm to go long here, most likely I'm going to get stopped out. It's not going to continue higher. And if I'm going to look for a short, I'm only going to start to get entries at 56, 46, at around 40, which is kind of in the low end of that box. So I needed to break out of that range to be comfortable taking a good trade, a good setup, until we stick in there. But unfortunately, with this kind of volatility, Not easy. It's not an easy task. It's not an easy ask. But let's see. You never know when the markets wake up. Hopefully somebody will.
It looks like it wants to keep, break up a little higher right now.
It does,
Potentially
absolutely.
holding a channel, if you're looking at my stream futures, I just drew out a potential drop right here, right? A
Nice.
potential hold.
Yep.
Um, this could be kind of nice, right? For a short, just because we are consolidating. It is the Asia session, so I am expecting a little bit of sluggish behavior in the market.
What's the
Um,
time frame on that chart?
I'm
I
looking at the
can't
one
see.
minute right
Is
now.
this the 1 minute?
This is the 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of have a buy zone marked off at the 19,635 level, approximately.
Well, that was my exit. So that's where I got out of the short.
Got you.
I bottom ticked that short. I got out right around 31. And I wanted to take a long here. Right? I it's why I got out of the short, but I was waiting for the setup. It just came in, right? It just pulled back on the 1 minute, and I brain farted as I was drawing out this channel. Literally just now at the 726 candle a minute ago. It came right into the fair value gap that broke structure right here,
Mm-hmm.
and then it took off launchpad. And now we're breaking out of that channel, right? So now we're taking out that high. I'm not going to keep it in. I just kind of put it there just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
Doesn't really mean, doesn't mean anything to me. I don't really trade channels. I trade the actual algorithm, right? I trade the actual model, the something that I know if I'm waiting for the proper setup is going to repeat itself, right? And I know if I take this 1 minute time frame, 1 minute model, I've got an easy target right here. Right now, is that a good trade? Is that a great trade? Is it a huge trade? No, probably not. But it's enough. If I can identify this 10 times a day, boom, TP hit, right?
Mm.
TP hit. So if I can identify this 10 times a day, then I'm golden. I mean, we're talking what? Get in at the body here, 47. We got out at 60. That's a 10 to 12, 15 point trade. I'm content with that. I'm 100% okay with that.
Okay. Sorry for my misunderstanding. I thought just when you drew in those zones there, those ranges. Um, I know you said the darker color indicates a different time frame, but I thought you were also using that.
So that's
Yeah.
not these up here. It's these boxes down here, right? When I draw these boxes out, this is a 1 minute, but let's say I went to the 15 second and we were looking to identify the same exact order block to trade off of, I would mark this out, right?
Okay. Well, let's get a
And then
momentum.
you see how it gets darker?
Yeah.
That's just because I double up on the boxes,
Gotcha.
nothing else. So,
Ah,
I'll
gotcha,
double
gotcha.
up, and every time I double up, the darker zone is a zone that I'm more inclined to take a trade off of, right?
Yeah.
5 second. Let's see what the 5 second looks like. Whole thing puts us down at the bottom, maybe a little lower. So we might see some lower price action. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, I want to get a push up to 662, which is not far away, but that'll get me out of this long. It's not going to be a very big trade because it's I just piggybacked on the algo, and the algo targets one ATR. And the ATR right now is 5 points, so that's basically my target on this trade. I took a 4 lot. Of course, you're seeing a 3 lot because I'm holding that one short. But we think of it as a 4 lot. That's $8 a point. Five. Okay, so it'll put $40 in the coffers if we can hit it. If we can hit it, let's see if we can get out of that confining little box there.
5 minute close above 65, 19,665 will confirm a 5 minute market structure shift to buy side.
And there we go. That's my pop. and I hesitated. Well, you
You
know
take
what?
your profits.
Yeah, I did. I wanted
Don't be
six.
don't be scared. Don't be so nervous or skeptical to just hit that market close button. I've made that mistake way too many times.
Yeah, and I hate when that happens because often it reverses on me, and then I. But let's see. You know what? Theoretically, I'm supposed to wait for the algo. The algo will close out in 19 seconds, so I'll just do what the algo does.
Oh, the algo will automatically.
Yeah, it's going to exit on the close of the bar. There we go.
Okay.
You know what? Fuck off. I'm taking it. Oh, sorry. And there we go. So it converted back to the short. That's the short that I'm holding overnight. And okay, so it took a little. Let's give the algo a hand for 5 points.
Hey, but listen, five points.
ICT
Better than
has
you
a
were.
video out there that says you can retire on 5 points a day.
You sure can.
He changed it.
You sure can.
He changed it to 10, and then I saw another video where he changed it to 20. But there is a video, if I'm not mistaken, that he says you can retire even on 5 points a day. Swing the bat one time, make your 5 points, and leave. I guess you'd have to do it with big size, but
I mean, two
uh,
minis. Let's say
the
you did it with two minis. What are you looking at?
$200. Okay, that's 50,000 a year.
Decent little decent trade. Now think of it
He was
as you're doing
talking.
it across 20 Apex accounts.
Yeah, he was talking to his son. He actually says if you can't see, then you can't get 10. No, he was talking to his son though. It was when he was teaching his son, and he was telling him, all you need to do
I
is
think that
go.
was this year. I think that was this I think it was the 25 mentorship that he did.
Okay, he was
It was
saying,
for I think it was for his son.
yeah, he was telling him get 5 points in the morning, get 5 points in the afternoon, and you're golden. And leave. Close your computer and go do something else. Uh, what happened to Caleb? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I remember the last I saw, he was, if I remember correctly, you're talking about ICT's son. I think that was his name, Caleb. And the last I remember, he was trading topstep. His payout was late. He made a comment on Twitter. This is a long time ago, guys. He made a comment on Twitter, and I think topstep paid him instantly. I think someone rang
Wow.
their doorbell. They didn't want bad press with ICT, so he instantly got his money. His journey. He was supposed to post his journey and start a channel. Yeah, I have no idea. He should start a channel because it'll pay him more than trading probably.
All right, guys, 734.
Well, how active is ICT now on the internet, on YouTube, on Twitter? I have no idea. I don't
I
follow.
think he's on Twitter quite a bit.
Okay.
I think he's on Twitter quite a bit, and I think he does have a YouTube channel that he does go live on, and he posts some stuff. From what I understand, he claimed that he made like $370,000 last week.
No kidding.
Yep, just live, and I believe he trades live funds.
Yeah. He's on Telegram. I made money off him today.
Nice. Just following his trades.
No kidding. He's on Telegram, eh? Wonder why.
Telegram is what it is. Yeah.
Wonder why he made the switch.
Okay, so we closed just below that 5-minute wick, right? But again, bodies. We've got a market structure shift. Confirmation with the low. Close above on the high. Pull back to 56. 56 and a quarter. Potentially look for a long here. Six and a quarter. Might not even take out that wick, huh? Interesting. $5-minute. The 5-minute can be a little confusing right now, a little deceiving.
I got nothing that says, Mike, take a short. Everything I have says, Mike, if you want to take a trade, go long. I got
Same.
I got nothing that's on the short side here right now.
Same with me.
I'm actually looking around to think, am I missing something? Is it possible that
And even though it's an eval, right? Like I know you said you're gonna take that trade to take it to the bottom, hold it
yeah,
overnight.
let it go.
Um,
Let it go.
Look, if the short's not ready, and this thing's, and it's making its way back up to the 700s where I believe your stop is, right?
No, you promised me the high of the week is in.
Hey, cut it out. You better cut that out, mister. Um, I said this very well could be the high of the week, and I wouldn't be surprised. Let's be precise with the words that we use.
No, this is my own trade. Not only is it my own trade, it is based on the fact that um, I
This is
want
for entertainment purposes only, guys. It's based on that fact primarily.
that's it. Oh, don't make me give my robotic disclaimer, huh?
It's all right. So you can. Hey, listen, they need to hear it sometimes. Everybody needs to know that we're not financial advisors, right? And this is just for fun, guys. We're doing it for some laughs. We're doing it to journal our journey and don't copy our trades
And
because we're wrong.
I
We're wrong
would
quite a bit.
I would push it further. 95% of traders lose money, trade on demo only.
You better believe it, they do.
With the
And these accounts are demo accounts technically, right? Always keep that in mind.
yeah.
We're not trading live. Every single account that we're trading is a demo account. These prop firms have a system that they work off of, and we're trying to capitalize on it just like everyone else should while
And
it's available to us.
with that being said, I need to practice on my holding, so this is a great exercise for me. There's potential. There's potential that is the high of the day that we saw at 610. So I just may wake up tomorrow to a nice surprise. And right now it's only risking 30 points. So why not take it? It's a good exercise for me. Needs to be done. And let's hope tomorrow I wake up to a nice surprise.
Yeah, that would be nice. One of my buddies, he closed out his trades and he accidentally left a limit
An
order.
order in.
Yep, a limit order. And it picked him up, and then it picked him up for a short, and then it just tanked. And I think it was when was it? It was that day that it just didn't stop going down. What was it? Friday? I think it was Friday, right? Wasn't it Friday?
Okay.
From the London session. Yep. From the open, he got in right there. He got tagged in, and he woke up in the morning, and it was just all the way down, right? And I think he even closed it early because he got nervous, but he ended up booking $1,400 on 3 micros
No kidding.
across each of his 12 funded accounts.
Wow. Yeah, well,
Oh yeah.
that's a case. I know a couple of people already that something similar happened to them. And they all made the discovery that the money is made by sitting on your hands and holding. Patience. That's how money is made in this game, not by weaving in and out. Even though I weave in and out,
I was gonna say I kind of beg to differ with that comment. Not that again, you're talking to someone that likes to hold longer positions, right? But the reason I say that is because if you have a proper scalping strategy and you're sticking to your rules and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you can make a ton of money with scalping with a proper setup. I've passed evals on accident because of open limit orders. No way. I was a phone futures knows my history. A phone trader. You used to trade on your phone like exclusively,
Yes,
like
he did.
really.
I remember those days. Yeah, without even looking, I know you're talking about wood chip.
Yep. I had to hold longer because my technology kept me from scalping. Yeah. I can see that if you're trading off of a phone. I can definitely see that.
That's tough. Anybody wants an
I've
update?
done it. I've done it, a couple of times when I couldn't couldn't hold back from just taking a day off, right? Vacationing with the family. I'm over there on the phone trying to take a trade or something. Um, Funny enough. But yeah, I've been there. I've definitely been there.
If anybody
Not
wants,
exclusively, right?
hmm.
Not on an exclusive basis. Just a few times. So I don't know that I can do it full time. Hey, what's up, James?
He got a death threat on YouTube. Are you kidding me?
Who did?
Woodchip, I'm reading an old comment he typed in at 7:35. Hey, James. Um, I know Patrick Wheeland. He was just talking about it the other day. And he was saying, hey, guys, this isn't funny, you know. I'm just a YouTuber, and, you know, it's one thing to talk smack about someone. But once it starts to get personal and you're threatening a person's family, he was talking about obviously himself. He says it's not funny anymore. And this is, I don't know,
Absolutely.
my daughter used to follow a YouTuber. I forgot his name. A very famous YouTuber, and he also got death threats, and he shut down for a couple of years.
I
So
know Patrick Whelan
what's
was
going
getting
on?
into it with him. I know Patrick Whelan was getting into it with him for a while, but um, from what I understand, they kind of squashed the beef, let's call it, and I believe he was not praising him, but he was kind of talking. He was making some good comments in his stream recently, talking about Patrick Whelan PW about ICT. Nothing great. He wasn't putting him on any pedestals, but look, I would not be surprised if Patrick Wheeland actually uses a lot of the ICT information and takes trades. He started calling out fair value gaps the other day, and I was listening to him, and I was like, "What?" And then he made a comment, and he goes, um, "I think he said something like." Oh, I don't. I think I'm gonna start looking at fair value gaps. I don't use them, but maybe we'll start looking at them a little bit more. I know it's an ICT thing. And at that moment, I was like, interesting. Some people started attacking him on the chat. And he goes, and then he made a comment. He goes, hey, guys, stop attacking me. We're trying to be nicer, for 2025 or something
Yeah.
along those lines,
Well, no, well,
which is good. Listen, that's not a bad thing. That's great. Let's, squash the drama.
but I don't think Patrick. I mean, no, I won't. Not. I don't think. I saw photos. Patrick Whelan was showing photos of the cops that came to. It was like a full SWAT team. Actually, I think what the person did was call into the cops and said there's a person with a gun inside Patrick Whelan's house, and was either shooting people or something like that.
Oh,
That was
no
the story.
way.
Yeah, so a full SWAT. There was a full SWAT team that like surrounded his house and stuff. If you Google it, you'll find the pictures. I would never think that that was faking it. That's not. I don't think he would go that far. I don't think he
I
would
mean,
make.
look, at the same time, YouTubers have done crazier things, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Um, you know, so look, I don't see why he would, but at the same time, I can see why he would, right? For publicity,
I know
for
what you mean,
marketing
but
purposes.
yeah,
It's
but
it's like those double-edged swords, I think.
yeah, but you can get in legal trouble if you get caught doing that. So
Sure. Oh yeah,
that
I
would
bet.
be a risky. Yeah, you're wasting the police's time. You
I
can't.
did want to take a long here. I was eyeing it. I kind of second guessed it.
Well, unfortunately for me, I took a shitty short with my algo, and it's going to be a losing trade. But thankfully, it's only going to be a losing trade for if I can get out, because the algo is going to get out there. I got out 20 seconds
I
early.
took this long, targeting the highs, nothing crazier.
Jesse Smollett, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jussie, that's it. That's not Jesse. Jussie Smollett did that. Yeah, you got in trouble with the law. You can't do that. That's like calling the fire department and saying you have a fire in your house all the time. You know, you can't do that. You can't waste their time. This is
Entry, swing low, stop is kind of aggressive.
Roman Atwood. That was also, I don't know if you guys know Roman Atwood. He also had like some kind of crazy stalker or something. He's one of the original YouTubers. Kind of like Mr. Beast.
Oh, that guy made a ton. That guy made a
Mm.
ton. Did he open up a burger joint as well after?
Beast Burgers.
Beast Burger, yeah, Mr. Beast Burger. I think we ate there once. The kids really wanted to go. We went
Mm,
to the mall out here, and it was all right. It was like another smash burger, right? Like another one of those smash burgers.
okay.
We just had another entry if we wanted to take it. I'm a little iffy about it. It's only a 1 minute model. I want to see a better setup, slightly better setup. I don't like the risk to reward on this one either. So I don't know that I would really jump into this, right? It's a 1-to-1 with 25-point stop. I mean, it's not terrible with a 25-point target.
To the downside?
No, for the long.
For the long, for the long, for the long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just deleted it.
Okay. Well, that's almost how I have it. The only thing that's now indicating potential short bias is the
The,
algo.
the reason I'm not crazy about it is because I was looking for a market structure shift on the 5 minute. I wanted the confirmation. We have it on the line bar, right on the line graph. And we just pulled into the level that I wanted to see us pull into to take the long, potentially maybe here. I think we came down to this level already. But on the bar graph, on the regular candles, we did not, right? We did not close above the swing high that we maybe closed below, because we even have a wick coming in the middle here before the close. So I'm 50-50. Again, if I'm using just the line graph futures, I've got my trade on both sides. If I'm using the candles, I don't have it. It's giving me conflicting, conflicting information here.
Mm.
So I've already played out the 1 minute target, the 1 minute model. The low is sitting at this liquidity now. So my retest would have to take this liquidity out first before I enter. So the entry would probably have to be below this, which would make it a much better trade. Take this out, target the order block, maybe the unicorn long here. We've got an imbalance sitting right here around 42. So maybe take the trade around 42 for the long. Is what I'm thinking. Nice confirmation, potential.
Well,
Only on the line graph.
at 42 level is also Tuesday's high. Pretty much.
Take a look at the levels here.
I would join you on that trade. If we can get down to 42, and then if I can see some continuation on my charts, the way for what I'm looking for, I'll join you on that trade. I'll take a long.
I'd like to see it actually give us a decent setup there. I like the market structure shift here. The close above here is interesting. So right now we just came into the imbalance to the tick with a fast move. So let's see, where would my stop go on this trade? Would be here at the low. It's a much better risk, about a 15-point stop if we took it.
Wood chip, you're still looking for the dump with the here we go, I assume? I think wood chip is short bias right now, or in a short.
We just came into my level.
Let's get under that level if we're going to break lower, because we're back into the zone. And
all right, it's all right. I chickened out. It's fine. It's fine. I'll say it. I chickened out. It's not a big deal.
when Joker starts, pulling out the I don't know what to call it. What do they call it? The hand sanitizers? You know we're getting serious.
Oh, there's no hand, just a napkin. Just my hands are getting sweaty. We're just drying the hands a little bit, nothing else.
Thanks for reminding me. I wanted to ask you, since you're newish to trading, I mean, newish, I guess is the appropriate word. You're not new to it. You get nervous when you enter a trade? Do you find do you find...
No, not really. I don't get nervous entering a trade.
Good job.
I start tweaking and wigging out a little bit when I'm breaking all my rules. Right? That's the part that gets me to kind of lose my cool.
I remember I was part of, I guess you can call it a mastermind group, and they actually had a speaker come in. He was part of a company that had a device you would attach to your body to see if your breathing rate goes up, if your heart rate goes up when you enter a trade. The theory was that if you start to get nervous, you're going to start to make poor decisions, emotional decisions. So you were supposed to track your biometric data and, start breathing differently and, control your breathing when you're in a trade. I remember in the old days, I used to get nervous when I entered a trade. I think it's...
No, I don't get nervous if I'm trading properly, right? If, like I said, if I'm not doing the stupid things that I was doing yesterday, like right now, even if I was to enter the trade where I wanted to, right, where I wanted to hit the button right at my level, I would have put my stop at the low. It's already marked out, right? And then I walk away. If I can remain mechanical, I'm okay with it. Why? Because it's a predetermined everything, right? I go in with 1 micro, got my stop, and I've got my entry. I'm risking $31. That doesn't bother me, right? I'm targeting a $74 profit. So it's about a 2.5 R, right? It's a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward. That's okay. But if I do something like this, now I'm minus 217, which technically it should still be okay. Why? Because I'm looking to make $518, right? I'm not ready for that. I mentally cannot handle that when I see the numbers getting into the hundreds. When they start getting larger, I don't trade the same. Right? I won't even take my profits correctly. I'll be in this trade and I'll be looking at $100 with 7 contracts. And I'm like, let me shave a couple. Let me take 5 off here. Let me take 4 off here. So then I'm not playing out my trade. Right?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Actually, I'm going to make a note of that, because if I'm going to trade larger size tomorrow, I don't think I want to see the dollars. I think I just want to see points. Right now, I'm showing dollars on my screen every time I enter a trade. And
I like seeing the dollars. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really mess with me. I just want to know what I'm risking, because I know I have 2,600 drawdown, so I shouldn't be risking more than X. But I screw it up. I screw it up a lot. But look, when I'm trading properly, right? Like I'm marking them out now on the stream, and I'm doing this on purpose, even though I'm not hitting the button. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it comes all the way down. It stops me out. Maybe this was a 1-to-1 trade, right? And maybe I want to keep that in mind. But I'm marking them out prior to even taking them. I want to hit the button. I want to take the trade, but I'm chickening out, and that comes with the scar tissue of what I did today. Right, of the nonsense that I put myself through on that single trade. And I know what went wrong, right? I know that right now, if I would have entered that long, even if I just left it alone with 1 micro and even 2 micros, right? $62 risk, predetermined from my entry, I can hold it. I can hold that position to my $150 target on both contracts. So that's what I need to stick with, right? My levels are pretty large. My trades are, we're trading the slow markets right now, futures. This is the PM session. So what we're going to get during the PM session is a lot more of this. So even if we're going up right now, let's say the algo is making its way up, we can easily see a little bit of this. Right? Come back down, come all the way to my entry one more time, and then hit target. Now, why? Because it's the slow markets. It's, it needs liquidity.
Hmm.
So the algorithm's going to do what it's going to do, but it still needs enough liquidity in order to move. So right now, where it's sluggish, it's generating liquidity. However many people are in the market trading are putting longs or putting shorts or waiting, right?
Joker, I'm going to cut you off. I got to go for just a minute, so I'm going to give you just a minute to take over. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Yeah, do you think, futures? No worries. I'll chit-chat with Woodchip over here. Let's see what he's actually writing something. Have any feelings in the short? Have any feelings in that short after 30 minutes now, futures? Oh, you were asking him about his, the one that he's holding, that singular micro? So I do like this. I think this is potentially a good attempt. Two first entry order block breakers. Can we see some lower targets here? Maybe 610. I think so. Yeah, that's what he was saying. That he wants to get better at holding his position. And that's not a bad way to to do that. Obviously. Let's go. Let's get it. To here. I mean, I'm also seeing a little bit of a squeeze happening at this point. All right, we've got higher lows. Lower highs. It's looking like a bull flag. So this might be premature slightly, right? Maybe we break out lower right now from the looks of it. Take out the sell side, come into this order block, and then we take off. I don't really want to see that because we got the shift, we got the confirmed market structure shift.
Sorry
Trading
about
off
that.
of this breaker. No worries, futures.
Yeah, my wife was texting me, telling me to come upstairs. I'm still holding original position. Yeah, that's also the original position I got there. Wood chip. No features.
He was asking, he actually, if you scroll up a little, he was asking, how do you feel after holding on to that position for so long?
I'm good.
After
I'm
30
good.
minutes.
I'm hoping to wake up to a Christmas morning tomorrow. I'm hoping to see $200, $300 on this. I'm hoping. What do we got now? 8 o'clock. Look at that little. You see the way we're moving now at 8 o'clock?
It's that algo. It's the algorithm. Right? The algorithm will not let you down.
That's what you'll see at 350 also, almost every day.
So we're almost a little too low for me to really want to jump back in, but to actually jump in rather, but it does give me a really tight stop, right? I mean, these are the trades I should attempt, I think, but I don't like it, right? We're too low. It's like, why? Why would I even risk when we're already potentially starting to break down to create a lower, at least a close below these lows?
Yeah. I like to jump in those. If there's a very tight stop trade, I like to jump in them. They're low for me, the way my setups are, they're very low probability. I always say that. But I like to jump in on that. And I'm going to take a moment also, guys. Hit the like and subscribe button, on both channels. We're showing you all our trades, win or lose. Talking about our setups and our strategies on how we enter the markets, and we're trying to grow this co-stream. I think we can have the number one co-stream. We're bringing you here a unique double stream on YouTube where you get to see 2 points of view on the markets that
Two
sometimes
different perspectives, completely different styles of trading.
So show up here in the evenings and hit that subscribe and like button. Click the notifications so you know exactly when we go live.
There we go. See, it would have already stopped me out, which is why I no longer like that trade.
And chat it up, guys. You don't even have to be a subscriber to participate in the chat. So if anyone in the room has anything to say.
That short's about to kill it right now.
Do I really have to hold till the morning? Hey, what, Chip? Do I have to hold till the morning?
You really don't have to do anything.
Nah, I know. Well, pay taxes.
There you go. Other than pay taxes. But when it comes to these trades, don't be scared. Don't be nervous to
No, I said I'm holding till the open. But what I might do is might move my stop to break even. Or maybe just over this swing high over here.
I like this 5-minute push. We just came to that end dog, to that a new day opening gap. 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, but what, Chip? I'm not going to get any feelings if I'm sleeping. Move stop to 43. No, I would not move my stop just under the previous day's high. And we are getting a bounce right off the 5 o'clock close. If you guys notice, the 5 o'clock close is 597. And we got a bounce right off that. And we're already 10 points above it. I got caught sleeping on the switch again. I should have covered if I was considering covering. I should have covered right there when we hit the 5 o'clock close at 597, definitely. But you know what? I'm watching now for a short trade. The only thing, again, is giving me a reason not to sell short is the previous day's close. I don't want to trade right into it, so I'm hoping we bounce a little bit higher. Maybe go up to 21 or 28 and then get some continuation to the downside. I'd be much happier taking that kind of a trade. Who knows? Maybe I can end my evening green.
We have a potential close on the 5-minute, 54 seconds below that swing point. Now, this definitely has some relevance, the way we're closing for the shorts, because we did close above. We created the swing high, swing low, closed above, and we just displaced. Now, this is a displacement, right? Futures, this is what we call a displacement candle. You want to see it come down in 28 seconds and continue in that bearish momentum and give us more body than wick.
Okay, I'm looking.
I want to see a nice big push. We have 15 seconds and we do not want it to start pulling back, respecting this fair value gap here. We do have another small structure breaking gap down here.
Let me put up the 5-minute chart. Actually, I'd be curious to see what the next candle does on the 5-minute. If we try to close that distance and negate the fair value gap, like just eliminate
Correct.
it. Let's see what
Give
happens
us a balanced price range here. I do like the close. Let's see the 3-minute.
That would be a beautiful trade for me. A beautiful short. If we were to trade back up to 635, 640, and then get some continuation to the downside again, which is when I would I would go short. That would be
that's the trade. That's the trade. And so you just got to target the lows.
That would be an A+ trade for me right there. In the evening. Had to wait long for it, but that would be an A+ trade for me.
We are getting into that 8:05 mark. I'm okay hanging out a little longer. I'm not in a huge rush to get off. I don't need to jump off, but just thought I'd throw it out there. I don't know how your timing is looking like futures.
Yeah, well, it was a long day. I was thinking to get off at 8, but you know, we waited so long and now I just might get a setup. So I think I want to stick around, at least try and take that trade.
Yeah, let's hang
Uh,
out for another 15 minutes or so. We've got viewers hanging out in the chat as well. We've got about 7 people watching over here.
I'm going to probably go short at least a 3 lot if we break the low of the previous candle on the 1 minute chart. So I'm just going to be watching for a break of a low.
3 minute gave us a really nice confirmation.
There we go. So that's going to be my entry there. I just added for a 3 lot. On this 3 lot, if I don't get a trade triggering on the top step chart, then I'm going to use a 3-bar stop, which means the high of the previous 3 bars. Right now it's at like 619.75. I'll get out quickly. I'm not going to risk a lot on this trade, so I'm risking about 7 points on these 3 extra contracts that I'm now short. I think my wife is texting me again. Hold on. I don't know. Someone texted me, but okay, so let's get a dump lower. You know what? Best case scenario for me is I get a short triggering on top step. I'll add a 3 lot to it. Let's take out the lows. I'll cover, and it'll be a good evening. And then we can wrap it up.
I'd like to see this thing drop from
Let's
here.
go. Let's
Dump
go.
City,
Let's
yes,
go.
sir.
Yeah.
I'd like
Let's
to
go.
see
Let's
it
go.
just.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't even want to see it come back up into the gap, to be honest with you.
There we go.
On
There
the
we go. There we
3 minute.
go.
There
There
it
we go.
is.
There we
There
go.
it is.
Let me
Let's
cover
go.
my 3 lot. I covered my 3 lot. That was the. I should have entered. I should have added. I didn't add, but I got my 7 points. Perfect.
Nice trade.
Now what you're seeing is my 1 lot that's short for forever. You know what? Wood chip gave me permission to close it. I'm closing it. It was a wood chip trade, but there you go. How long did that take? We chatted for 2 hours. We got the A+ setup. I told you guys it was an A+ setup. And it turned my account green for $114 for the evening. Okay, nothing spectacular. We're not going to retire on that or buy a new car. But
Hey, that's 114 closer to getting that account funded.
Yep.
That's 114 closer to getting it funded. And that's the truth.
And that's what
So
you
we
get.
are back trading at that open, at that
Yep, the 5 o'clock.
at that daily open, yeah.
And look what we have also. What made it easy on me. Take a look at the ATR on the bottom right of my charts. We just shot up from 5. You can see the whole evening we had a 5-point range pretty much on the 1 minute candle. A little bit at 7 o'clock we were up to 7 points, but look how the volatility shot up as soon as 8 o'clock came around. And it's holding because I just tracked the last 6 bars. My ATR is not 14 bars like most people set it at. And the volatility, we're up to 12 points now range on the 1 minute candles. That makes it easier for me to catch a move, which is
3-minute confirmation. Entry. I think 575 is a safe target the way the market's moving right here.
Wood chip close to honor me. Thank you very much, Wood chip.
Good trade.
Good
nice
trade,
hold.
nice hold. Way to go. Okay,
That's
so Joker, I think we can wrap it up here. Caught the trade, and I'm good wrapping up. It's been a long day. You've been on since the morning. I mean, yeah, we closed down for the afternoon, but we've been working at
We've been
this.
streaming quite some time. Yeah, that's for sure.
And now it's 8:10. So
and we'll see everyone again tomorrow. You know, we'll try to shoot for 6 p.m. Tomorrow I might have something I need to do with my little one. I got to get her over to gymnastics. I think my wife's going to be stuck in the city working, so I might be jumping on a little bit late tomorrow, maybe the 6:30-ish mark for me. Maybe we'll start 20, 30 minutes later tomorrow. But either way, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow again. Looking forward to it. And, thank you for stopping in. I'll let Futures jump in and say a couple of words.
Okay, yeah, guys, click the live button on Joker's channel or on my channel, and you'll see what time we're going live. We're gonna post the thumbnails once we establish what time we go live, and hope to see you guys tomorrow.
Yep. And again, thank you for stopping in, guys. Don't forget to hit that sub on both channels. Hit the sub button. Like the videos, helps the algo. And have a good night for me. And then let Futures take over.
That's it.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep. Good night for me too, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, everyone. Peace out.